welcome to another video from the Powerbomb Project. This is going to be the WWE Survivor Series 2022 review. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel, joined by my other two hosts.
It's Berman.
And Chris again.
Be prepared, people, for a lot of different opinions on this pay-per-view. Me, Berman, and Chris, we're all going to disagree with each other, at least on something about this show, and that's a fact. Whether it's the Smackdown Women's title match, whether it's who should win the Royal Rumble, which we'll get to. But overall, I thought the show was decent, but that's really thanks to being saved by the last two matches. What do you think about the show, Berman?
I think it was great. I loved it. There's only maybe 2-3 matches that I really didn't like, but the last two completely made the show so much better.
What do you think, Chris?
Just two good matches. That's really it, dude. Same with Berman. The other three were forgettable and pancakes.
Okay, I see. Now, let's begin the show. 2022 Women's WarGames match. Team Belair, which is Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim versus Damage Control, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. Now, listen. There were quite a few botches here and there during this match. I'm not going to act like there wasn't. But overall, from start to finish, I was entertained. I thought the crossbody off the top of the cage from Nikki Cross was sick. I thought the double leg drop through a table from Becky Lynch off the top of the cage was sick. There were definitely some moments that shined out. And overall, that was a very good return for the new face, Becky Lynch. So overall, I thought it was entertaining to keep it short and sweet. Nothing too eventful, though. Again, like I said before, Becky wins for the team, which is what I predicted. I got the majority of the show wrong, though, so it really means nothing in the long run. But overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Is it a match I would really go out of my way to watch again? No, but if I see it on, I'm not going to change the channel necessarily. But, it's like that kind of match. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's simple. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, the WarGames match was fun. I liked it. There was definitely a lot of botches. The main botch was from what's it called? Io Shirai. She did one. It was brutal. She was trying to do a meteor. What's it called? A meteor aura in the corner, but completely failed. And made me laugh. Like she crumbled into the cage. It was funny, but it was really ugly to see.
Right.
But it was still, the match was great. It was fun to see a lot of good stuff. Nikki Cross was very fun to see her in just her best environment. And I liked how they tried doing all this stuff, and even Becky Lynch going from that top rope. It looked more like a boom drop, to be perfectly honest. It just looked like freaking like a Kofi Kingston boom drop.
Yeah, true.
But it was pretty good. I loved it. I'm hoping they do a lot more. I'm hoping they do this WarGames type of feel every Survivor Series. I'm hoping because this is fun for a new change. But I'm happy that Team Belair won. Definitely, I'd probably say, yeah, 6.5. I say.
That's fair. And to add on, another botch that was really horrible was when Mia Yim tried to do that Hurricane Rana on Dakota on the trash can lid. That looked pretty bad.
But it was funny.
All right. Well, what do you think, Chris?
Well, it was above average. It's a 6. Definitely didn't know Nikki Cross before. I mean, I was aware of Nikki Ash, and that was a waste of time. But even her being chaotic and random was really enjoyable. I mean, Rhea Ripley didn't really do much, but Asuka got her revenge by spitting in her face. And then overall, the ending was kind of meh. I thought they could do a lot better with the WarGames, especially with the steel cage area, but they're just keeping it safe, I guess. And then, it was fine for what it is, so I'm going to give it a 6.
All right, now we move on to the next match. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Lads, might I tell you, what a fucking disappointment. Jesus Christ. I was really disappointed by this match. I thought their TLC match was great. I think both wrestlers individually are fantastic. I don't know what went wrong here. This was slow. This was boring. This was stale. Every word that can be, related to the word boring is what I would describe this match as. And I love both these guys, so I'm really disappointed. The interferences were lame as well and unneeded. and all it took was a fucking phenomenal forearm to beat Finn Balor. So it didn't necessarily help him at all. Yeah. Personally, I thought these two would have been capable of great matches, but I gotta call AJ out here. I love AJ Styles, I really do, but he disappointed with Shinsuke. He disappointed with Kevin Owens. I'm just starting to get this vibe from him that I don't know if he can really live up to the expectations I keep playing on him. And maybe that's on me because AJ is a fantastic wrestler, but I don't know what it is. When it comes down to him being under this WWE umbrella, he hasn't been able to perform as well with Shinsuke and Joe as he did in Impact and New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, it just feels completely different. It feels off, and it just I don't fuck with it necessarily. I'm happy AJ got a win on pay-per-view because this is actually his first pay-per-view win since Crown Jewel in 2019, which was November of 2019. So 3 fucking years AJ went without a pay-per-view win. So I'm very glad AJ won. And yes, you could say he won during the Raw Tag Team Championship matches, but that doesn't count. I'm talking singles-wise. This is his first win in 3 years on pay-per-view. And that is an actual statistic. You can look it up yourself. It is a literal fact. So, yeah, I'm quite glad AJ finally got a win on pay-per-view, but it was at the cost of an absolutely mid-ass match. And I hate using the word mid because it's kind of cringe to use in general, but nah, this is literally how you describe this match. Fucking mid. Overall, 5 out of 10. It wasn't the worst thing you ever see. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's fucking mid. Mid.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more because I know AJ Styles and Finn Balor are one of my 2 favorites so for a good while, and I was hoping for a lot more things from them. It was fun to see them. They did a lot of the interferences didn't go far, but I think I just don't know why. I feel like maybe they made this match very mid because they were trying to save up for the bloodline, trying to make that more the hype, but it still shouldn't have been like that. Finn Balor versus AJ Styles should have been great, at least 8 or 9, at least star match because of how good it should be. But and even the finish, it was okay. I liked how they did it, but the finish is what kind of like sucked. Yeah, one phenomenal form. They could have done like maybe phenomenal form into a calf crusher again, or like do something like more of like a push, or like a nice nudge or something. I don't know. I'm disappointed. Mainly, I am disappointed on AJ Styles, but I'm more disappointed on Finn Balor just because I love his moveset. And it pissed me off. I'm always hating that they never allow him to use the bloody Sunday. He used that in NXT so much, but never in main roster. If he uses the main roster, it would be so much better. Everyone would love him for that. But it always pisses me off when I see Finn Balor not using the bloody Sunday because it might be too dangerous. But it pisses me off every time. It's kind of like the Carl Anderson. He is not using the gun stun. Kind of like that for me. But for me, I would give this a 5.5 for me.
And on top of all that shit, I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I'm gonna give a take. I don't know if it's cold. I don't know if it's hot, but I'm just gonna be honest. Fuck Judgment Day. This group fucking is holding back Finn Balor and Damian Priest so fucking much. I'm actually getting pissed off now. Finn Balor as the Prince was brilliant on the mic and was brilliant in the ring, and now he slowed his style down so much. Not only inside the ring, but on the mic, it is actually frustrating to me. Like, I'm glad Finn is getting pushed, but at what fucking cost? For him to be fucking mid? Fuck that.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. It does piss me off, but I do like sometimes the Judgment Day have their moments, and it just looks good and fun. Main thing is that Rhea Ripley and Dominic has been a more of a fun side for
Like,
Judgment
yeah.
Day.
Like, yeah, those two have been benefited, but literally all of this is done for Finn and Damian is hurt them rather than help them, in my opinion. Like, Finn is better off being the Demon King or the Prince. This shit is garbage.
Yeah, I think so. What do you
Indeed.
think, Chris?
Like I said, shout out to Michael Cole for mentioning New Japan, but he didn't have the balls to say the Bullet Club. He just said the club. And just for that alone, he loses everything. But the match, it was boring. There was nothing much to take from it. It was very generic. I mean, I'm glad AJ Styles won, but at what cost for a mid-ass title? Or a card or match or whatever have you? So, a 5.
Mid.
Mid.
Yep. Facts. Now this next match. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
SmackDown Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart. Okay. This wasn't as bad as Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose last week. But holy fuck was this terrible. All right. Ronda Rousey doesn't care. Like, I'm a Ronda Rousey fan. Everyone watching this podcast knows this. I've backed her up more than these two have every single time, and I've been really trying to be nice about it all. But oh my fucking god, she does not care. She does not give a shit about this anymore, and it actually hurts to watch at this point because during her first run, she was really incredible. She is the main reason Evolution happened. The woman got their own pay-per-view because of her. The fact that she went from being that to this is the exact same way of how Call of Duty went from Modern Warfare 2 to Infinite Warfare. It's absolute fucking dog shit, and it's offensive, and I actually am pissed off by it. And honestly, Ronda needs to drop this belt at Mania and get the fuck out because she does not care about this industry whatsoever, and it's pissing me off. And she literally sandbagged all of Shotzi's offense. And I'm going to tell you what, Shotzi isn't an incredible wrestler, and she does have her botches. But god damn it, this match is literally mostly on Ronda Rousey. That fucking apron DDT looked like dog shit, and that wasn't because of Shotzi. That's because of Ronda. She literally sandbagged all her fucking offense, and Shotzi looked like shit thanks to Ronda in that match. How does this help Shotzi Blackheart? All of her offense being sandbagged. What the fuck is the point in all of this? You only have 5 matches on a fucking Big 4 pay-per-view, and one of them is absolute dog shit. What is that? So, yeah. Fuck this match. Fuck Triple H. No, not fuck Triple H, but seriously though, why did he book this match? Why the fuck was this match put on the fucking card for it to be the absolute dog shit that it is? It actually pisses me off. So, yeah, man. Ronda, drop that fucking title at Mania. Whether it's to Shayna, Becky, I don't fucking care. Ronda doesn't care anymore about this business, about this industry, and she has made a point about her not giving a fuck about wrestling overall. So I don't care anymore. This match was dog shit. It's a 2.5 out of 10. Fuck this match. I'm actually really pissed off at how bad it was because I knew it wasn't going to be good, but oh my fucking god, this was terrible.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you say. That's why I would say that Shayna Baszler is way better than Ronda Rousey, and that's why I'm going to stick to that too. She doesn't care. All this stuff. It always pisses me off because it's pretty much Ronda Rousey as a Brock Lesnar. Like it does probably worse Brock Lesnar definitely, but I just hate that how she acted in this match. And I gotta say, Shotzi did a great job. I see how good she did, but like sandbagging doesn't even help her case. For me, I think Shotzi's a number like a she's out of the rating 5. Ronda Rousey's all the way down to a 1 right now. It pisses me off how they pretty much made Shotzi look weak, like made Ronda Rousey showing just say I don't care. I'm just letting you do. I'm not letting you to do whatever you want to me. I'm better than you. I'm better than this business. She's saying I'm better than every wrestler than you because I'm from the UFC. That's something she thinks about it too. So it always pisses me off. Definitely a 2 for me.
yeah, it's one of the worst matches. It's gonna get a 1. There's no point. It's just filler. It's the bathroom break match. That's all they're saying. And the botches were funny, except for that one spot towards the audience. That's the only good thing that really happened, where Ronda like went for
Dude,
it. That was kind of funny.
when me and Chris were watching this shit, right? We both saw that botched DDT, and we were both just hysterically laughing because honestly, we weren't hysterically laughing honestly because of how funny it was. I think we were hysterically laughing because we were generally losing our fucking minds at how dog shit this match was. That's at least
So what you're
how
saying, it wasn't worth to be on the pay-per-view.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Me giving it a 2.5 might even be nice, but no. Like, this is easily Ronda's worst match and performance to date. I have not seen her done worse or do worse, than this match. And it's actually offensive to anyone who paid money to watch this shit. Like, all the fans, you have 15,000 people pay tickets for that? For that? Nah, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Next two matches, though. Now we're going to be more positive, people. United States Championship match. Seth Rollins defending against Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat. Now, this was amazing. All three guys looked as strong as could be. You had Austin look good, you had Bobby look good, and you had Seth look good. All of them got offense in, all their offense looked great, but the match wasn't too reliant on finishers either compared to most other multi-man matches, and I really like that. Austin Theory got the win, and that was a great moment, but again, I'm going to have to trash WWE here for a second. What was the point of wasting the Money in the Bank briefcase just for him to become like a big star? Like, you could have done this in so many different ways, and you could have gotten over in so many different ways than burying the Money in the Bank briefcase like that. I don't genuinely understand why having him cash in on the mid-card title helped him look good. I don't get why we needed to do that. You know, the Money in the Bank is supposed to be something special. That's what caused guys like Big E and CM Punk to become main event players, and Edge to become a main event player. You know, RVD, he won the world title thanks to Money in the Bank. Dean Ambrose won the world title thanks to Money in the Bank. Dolph Ziggler won the world title thanks to Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank is supposed to be something important, not something to be used as a prop. And that's exactly what happened with this whole Austin Theory mess. So I understand we had to bury this character, this selfie gimmick. I get it. But at the cost of the Money in the Bank, fuck that. And I'm pretty mad at that. So overall, though, this was an amazing match. The Money in the Bank briefcase should not have been used as a weapon the way it was, though. That is all I have to say about it. We did not need to use the Money in the Bank briefcase to get Theory over. That is absolute bullshit. We could have done it in many other ways. But amazing match in general. I just don't like how we got to where we are with Austin Theory. It just feels like a mess. But he is great. He is talented. Again, fucking mess. 9 out of 10, though. Amazing match.
Yeah, there were so many great moments in this match that had a lot of a lot of people yelling out their minds in that arena, or just thinking how good that was, like the double hurt lock. It was a little wonky, but it looked pretty good at the same time. The double hurt lock, it didn't look that bad. The the jump over curb stomp to Bobby Lashley, that was very impressive. I actually thought he was going to do a double curb stomp. I didn't know how he could do that, but I cool how they jumped over into the curb stomp. So it was definitely cool that they did that. But I'm just happy that Austin Theory won, because I've been loving Austin Theory so far with his new attitude, his here and now personality. Now he's the original Austin Theory from Evolution, or the brand Evolution, sorry, Evolve, or NXT. This is what Austin Theory should have, not the selfie gimmick. This is the best Austin Theory so far, and I can't wait to see more Austin Theory and how better he can get during these as champion right now. But definitely 9 for me.
You know, I cannot blame you on that, man. Again, I think Austin Theory has so much potential, and he's so great in general. And I do feel like the expectations of him to be as good as Randy and Brock were at 25. I'm not gonna lie, it's not fair. It's not fair to place those expectations on anyone. You know, it's just not. Let Austin Theory live. Let Austin Theory breathe. He's been very good. That's all I can say on it. Just to everyone listening to this, get off Austin Theory's dick. He's good. That's all I have to say.
And overall, it was the right decision because we really didn't expect so Austin Theory actually took the belt. That completely caused off guard. I mean, Daniel got the predictions completely wrong, but I'm glad because they're going to push a new face, and with Seth Rollins out of the U.S. title picture, it gives him more legitimacy. And if they ever choose to like push him towards Roman Reigns after Sammy eventually does beat him or whoever, it's a good choice. So good match. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the main event. 2022 WarGames match between the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. Now, there's only three moments in wrestling that has ever captured my heart and made me feel like very emotional. The first moment was when Big E won, but I was drunk, to be fair, so it probably was the alcohol talking for me. And then the second moment was CM Punk returning. I was actually in the middle of work when it happened, and the clip caught online, and I was like, wait, what? This is real? And I watched it, and again, that shit just made me tear up because Punk was someone I grew up idolizing in a way, you know? Just how he lived life as honestly as he did. It inspired me in a way, and it's hard to describe that the exact connection I have with CM Punk. Now we're here. This is the third time. Why did this match make me feel as emotional as it did? I'm going to explain. You follow Sami Zayn since 2012, 10 years ago, right? He was the underdog from the underground, you know? And even though he lost a lot of matches, he had that underdog aspect to him, that never give up aspect to him that John Cena had back in the day. Never give up, right? That's John Cena's motto. Sami Zayn lived by that motto. And that's what made Sami Zayn such an inspiring character from anyone watching NXT at the time. If you watch him versus Neville and you see the NXT roster like celebrate Sami after he won, that match is nothing but inspiring, incredible, right? And then Kevin Owens being betrayed by his best friend in 2014, just for his best friend to beat him for the title in only 2 months after he won the exact title. And, you know, Kevin injured him for the rest of the year. And then 2016 hit. Sami got his revenge on Kevin at Battleground. He got what he wanted, but it didn't make him feel fulfilled. The story between him and Kevin continued until eventually he joined the man he couldn't simply beat mentally, and that was Kevin Owens. The man who betrayed him, he couldn't do the exact same thing to him. So he helped him beat Shane McMahon in 2017's Hell in a Cell. They were a team. They were best friends throughout 2018. And glimpses of 2019. But along the way, the betrayal from 2015 has hurt this guy for so long. You know, he genuinely went insane, you know, with the whole conspiracy theorist character in 2020. He went insane because of how the fact that he couldn't exactly heal from the betrayal. He just couldn't. It all made him insane. And all he cared about was success, even if it was just a little bit of success within the IC championship. He beat guys like AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor, guys who used to be the world champions. And he did that while being a crazy conspiracy theorist. And then we move on to reigniting his battle with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens realizes this dude is far gone. He's just not the same guy anymore. So they feud for a bit of time. Very entertaining, but KO gets to step above him. And now we're here, 2022. Sami Zayn has felt so fucking lost at this point that he has put his loyalty into someone else. His dreams of ever being a world champion are far gone, considering the fact that he wants to be a servant to someone else, like Roman Reigns. Now we're here. Survivor Series 2022, the last pay-per-view before the Royal Rumble, which is in 2 months. Sami Zayn made a decision to be loyal to the bloodline and prove his loyalty. And that's what he did. But at what cost? At betraying his best friend in the same way his best friend betrayed him. Sami always was basically saying he's better than that. He's better than betraying his best friend. But he did it here. He went against his own word because he is so far gone and so far lost thanks to everything that has happened 7 years ago. And when Sami did to him what Kevin did to him, Sami, obviously, he was on the verge of tears. He simply couldn't mentally do what Kevin did to him because he still has the good heart despite all the craziness that has happened in these past few years. He's accepting the bloodline, but at what cost? At the cost of his best friend. And KO's not done with them. He's probably going to get a championship match of the Royal Rumble. They're not done. They are not done. I'm going to tell you that right now. KO's going to want revenge. He's not going to let this go. And Roman versus Kevin's going to be great. But at the ultimate end of the day, when you think about the guy who's been around for nearly 11 years, the same amount of time as Kofi Kingston, who has earned this opportunity, who has carried every single opponent they've ever had in a feud, Sami fucking Zayn. At the end of the day, Sami Zayn is the underdog from the underground. He could be anyone and anything, just like how Rey Mysterio did. Rey Mysterio beat 3 giants on his own. And if you logically think about his WrestleMania World title win, Rey Mysterio beat Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, 2 people he should logically never even beat, but he fucking did it. Wrestling is about believing the unbelievable. Sami Zayn needs, and I repeat, needs to win the Royal Rumble this year. Mick Foley beating The Rock. That's the impossible. Seth Rollins beating Brock Lesnar. That's the impossible. Kofi Kingston becoming WWE champion. That's the impossible. But guess what? The impossible is what I fucking love about wrestling. I love that shit. I love that wrestling has the ability to give this idea that someone can beat this guy, even though realistically they probably can't. That's what I love about wrestling. It is magical. It is beautiful. It is something very different from anything else in this entire world. And this match showed that to me. This is, in my opinion, there were no dives off the top of the cage. There was no blood. And this match didn't fucking need it because it was a perfect, and I repeat, perfect storytelling masterpiece. How many times does Roman have to literally put on 10 out of 10 matches so you people shut the fuck up about how great of a champion he is? I don't understand it. But overall, Roman Reigns is the best champion in wrestling history. Better than Hulk, better than Bruno, better than Cena, better than everyone on the fucking planet in existence. Roman is the GOAT, and that is unfucking deniable after the year he has had and after the reign he has had. But Sami is the guy. Sami is that guy. He has been carrying this company on his back the past 2 years, and he is the best entertaining act about all of wrestling this year. Roman versus Sami is where my money's at, and if that doesn't happen, I'll be severely disappointed. If Roman versus Rock doesn't happen, Roman versus Sami is the backup plan, and if it's not the backup plan, you can simply fuck off. Overall, this was perfection. This was perfection. I wouldn't change a damn thing about this fucking match. This is perfection, and it literally used old school psychology to tell the story it needed to tell. Absolute perfect. 10 out of 10. There was not anything this match needed to be better than it was, and it set up Sami winning the Rumble so fucking well that if it doesn't happen, I'll be severely disappointed.
Yeah, you said a lot. I'm not going to say that much about it, but I loved how they did the story with Sami, how they put Jay first as there, and then after Jimmy wanted to go in, but Roman said, no, Sami, you go instead. I like that storytelling. I like how this whole thing developed. Everyone did the parts. No one did anything bad. No one did a lot of anything. It was a very perfect match. The story was perfect. And it's just seeing Sami low blowing Kevin Owens, then pretty much sacrificing what Michael Cole said, sacrificing his soul to sacrificing his friend to the bloodline, and it's exactly what Michael Cole said, sacrificing his soul, and just let Jay win. And after that, Roman Reigns gave him a hug, Sami, and then Jey Uso came out, just ran to him pretty much and just hugged him, started squeezing him like a bear hug, just having fun. Then Jimmy Uso did like a small handshake, a really good, cool handshake. I loved it. Kind of wanted to see Solo do something, but it was a great and perfect match. That's perfect way to end off this War Games match, the War Games, and they did an amazing job at it. There's nothing else like I say. Definitely a 10.
And yeah, same here. The story team was spot on. It definitely solo, Jesus Christ, carried the match. But it was absolutely brilliant from start to finish. The whole Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was great, and then Jay and then Sami finally like teaming up for the first time, and they acknowledge each other towards the end. It's sad, but it's great. Like there's not much I can say, man. It's a good, perfect match, and we'll see what the Royal Rumble has to entail. But Daniel, I got one thing I gotta say about Sami. If he wins that title, he better start getting some actual wins real soon. Then you'll build them up right now.
All right.
I don't want a fucking
Well,
loser to take the belt. I want a champion.
Well, WWE, you've heard it here, folks. If there is a time to build up Sami Zayn, it's right fucking now. You have the story of Sami versus Roman and Seth versus Cody. You have those two stories right in front of your fucking face, WWE. Don't fuck it up. So, yeah, that's all I could say. I think the World Heavyweight title should be brought back to Raw, which was the WCW Championship. You know, the big gold belt, which is my favorite belt in wrestling history. Have Cody hold the same belt his father held by beating his biggest rival, Seth Rollins. That, in my opinion, is a better story than having him beat Roman, who he has no relation to at all. Seth took him out. That's the thing people are forgetting here. Seth took him out. Cody needs his revenge, even before he fights Roman. Sami and Roman, the story is there, folks. If you want to have KO and Sami fight the Usos, fine. That's great. But The Rock better be there if that happens. And if he isn't there, you're giving Sami that fucking world title. And that is all I have to say on it. So, yeah, overall, though, this was a very decent show. But I am very, very passionate on what WWE does in the next pay-per-view. I'm going to be severely disappointed if they go with the typical easy route of Roman versus Cody. Please, be daring, be different. Don't do that bullshit. So that's all I have to say on it. Well, I'm going to give the show a 6.5 out of 10. It was decent, but God, this could have been way better. And this is easily Triple H's weakest pay-per-view, or premium live event, I should say, out of the few he's hosted so far.
Yeah, I can't say anything. They did a great job. I'm hoping Sami, all this thing come true. I'm hoping that Sami gets legit wins, that everyone will say, all right, yeah, he can be a great contender. I believe that too for Sami. I can't wait to see this. There's a lot of people who can do better. One thing would make this whole pay-per-view a lot better would have been the Bray Wyatt match. I was hoping to see that match. I was kind of disappointed to not have the Bray Wyatt match, but at least it was okay. Still, some of the matches were good, so I give this a 7 for me.
Agreed. We did predict the Bray Wyatt match in our predictions, but it never got announced. It never happened. There were only 5 matches, which is, again, only 5 matches for a Big 4 pay-per-view is kind of bullshit. So that kind of impacts my grade too. So what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, 5.5. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, like the usual pay-per-view. So hopefully the Royal Rumble smacks it out of the park, because it's only been the 2 good matches out of these damn pay-per-views. Always.
Royal Rumble's going to be huge. I think Royal Rumble's going to be very huge because there's going to be the Sami crowd, there's going to be the Cody crowd, there's going to be the Seth crowd, there's going to be the Rock crowd. The issue about this Royal Rumble is the fact that there's so many guys that people want to see face Roman that it's going to be actually very difficult to see who Triple H actually chooses in the long run. Who do I think it'll be? I think it'll be The Rock. I think since The Rock never had that legitimate Royal Rumble win, yes, he did win 2000, but his feet touched the floor first, not Big Show. Cut the bullshit. So technically, he never won the actual Royal Rumble match. So if you want to give the win to The Rock, I'm not going to complain because, dude, it's the fucking Rock. Like, who cares? So that's all I could say on that. So as of right now, Roman versus Rock is the planned WrestleMania 39 main event, despite how we feel about Sami or Cody. How do you guys feel about Roman versus Rock match before we head out here?
That sounds fun. I think this is gonna be a great match for WrestleMania. Perfect match, just for the biggest pay-per-view.
And it's going to be the matches of the match. So hopefully it's not like a Brock versus Roman where it's just kind of generic. Hopefully they give it all they got, and we get another classic.
Agreed, man. So that's it for our Survivor Series review. Short show, but thank you all so much for watching. I've been Daniel.
Yeah, have a good day, guys.
Yep. Take care.